hit start. Just connecting. And it looks like we're live. And let's see what we're looking at here. No pictures coming up. There we go. All right, we are live. All right, we tried to do a multi-stream, but we failed to connect to YouTube. Now we have. We already did a 30-minute stream on the other service, but we'll go ahead and do a quick one here. What we're looking at for this channel, that's what we're going to discuss here, is the direction of the channel, what we're going to discuss, what we're going to cover, some fun things we're going to do. My name is Mike, Mike's Tech Mind, and I'll refer to everybody else as Tech Minds because I'm not trying to elevate myself over everybody, but we all have different tech minds at different levels, and that's what we're here to explore. And one thing we're going to do here is Unreal Engine tutorials. Let's bring up the Epic Games. And we'll go to the library here. So when you're dealing with Epic Unreal Engine, you have to go through Epic Games because that's who sponsors it. It's a free license. And there's just some requirements there, so make sure you read the license agreement and go through all that if you're just starting out, and make sure you have a good understanding of what you're looking at. The other thing here is we're going to go through a tutorial series on this, on how to install it, how to use it, what plugins you should absolutely have in there, how to get assets, how to get free assets for starting out and just playing around with the system, how to navigate. That's one of the things the first things you need to do is learn how to navigate the system, because you'll waste a lot of time if you just jump straight in and just start dinking around, because you'll get lost and things won't quite work right. And most times it's just a click of a button or a hotkey. So that's definitely those two videos you'll absolutely have to watch, is the install and navigation and hotkeys, so you can get around comfortably within the system. It'll save hours and hours of time, literally, if you know how to get through it faster. There's shortcut keys, camera, bookmarks, and things like that. We're gonna make this a shorter video than our other one because we're gonna do a stream tomorrow night, and we'll discuss what that one's gonna be. So we'll do Unreal Engine tutorials. We'll have live nights where we're going over indie developers and indie games. We'll discuss the developer and background of the developer, and kind of discuss how they might have put the game together if you were using Unreal Engine. The first one we're going to do was done in Unreal Engine, and that's a squirrel with a gun. That one looked kind of fun, so we'll go over that one. The beginning tutorial series is going to be how to install navigation assets, blueprints, levels, teleport and get around between levels with your characters. It's going to be we'll start out with third person view type tutorials, and then we'll get into other types as well. Leave a comment below if there's something you'd want to see in a getting started series, something other than what I mentioned. Just let me know down at the bottom if you're watching the replay or whatever. Just let me know, and we'll see what we can put in there if it's logical for that type of beginner series. We'll still focus a little bit on the AAA, and what, if you're not familiar with what AAA is the mainstream games, and then everything else is like double A and indie gaming and things like that. And there's different levels. We're not going to concentrate a lot on the AAA games because I think they got enough coverage as it is. We want to dig into some of the indie developers, maybe some of the hidden gems in there that people have put out that are real good games, but just they haven't got a lot of visualization or or activity as far as media and all that. We'll cover some gaming news, trends, and all that. The channel may also do some fix-it videos and things like that. There's a couple on the channel already, or it may spin it off to another channel. That just depends. Uh, I just feel like if I go through and I find a fix for something that was hard to find or wasn't out there and I had to come up with myself, putting it out there is a little bit important, and just to get the knowledge out there. Uh, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to go over the assets for Unreal Engine that you can go out and purchase through the system, and what they use now with as a partner is called FAB. And you'll click here in Epic Games, and it's going to take you to the FAB website, and you'll log in with your Epic Games credentials to get into that. And you may want to make separate credentials for your development, so you have your professional game development account to go with that, or however you want to do it. If you're just a hobbyist, don't worry about it. But we'll go ahead and go over to the Flab, the Fab website, and we got it right here. I have no idea if my audio is going through. I did not check that. Okay. Okay, so my audio is coming through. Okay, thank goodness. I was hoping I wasn't talking this long. All right. So one good thing they have on here is they'll have sales and they'll have their things here, but they'll have a free assets that are like every 2 weeks. They'll have like 3 free assets. We'll go through those really quick. I like to have an office, Japanese architecture, and Newtonian movement, which is for fall damage and things like that. So we'll go through these two tomorrow night, and this one a little bit. I'm not sure how the API is. We may save that for a later time, depending on how complex they made it. If it's user friendly, we'll go ahead and do something with it tomorrow night. But if it's a little more complex, we'll save it for another time. But these two will be pretty easy to go through and play around with. They got sales going on, so we'll go ahead and go to that one. There's lots of assets here. They have characters in here. They have scenes that are here, uh, different kinds of mods, animals, vehicles. They also have drones and things like that. There's a couple of drones. There's game templates, all sorts of things here. Special effects. The Unreal Engine has that built in, the special effects and all that. It's a very complex system, but we're going to try to cover as much stuff as we can, as from beginner's standpoint to intermediate, and we may even get into advanced. It just depends on the direction of the channel, if we want to go that far. But right now, we're going to concentrate on getting started and go from there. And we'll just start adding more and more video series and one-off tutorials, just to get people going. And we'll go through and we'll select some of these assets. We'll bring them into a game, show you how to put them in, how to use them. There's APIs in here, like that fall damage one. That's an API that you'll use. And most of it's going to be non-visual blueprint type stuff, and non-visual coding. We won't go into C++ a whole lot on here. We're going to go for the simplified, because you can do an entire game without writing a single line of code, which is nice if you're just a designer that wants to make a game. This is perfect. And if you're not comfortable with programming, you may want to get somebody that is to partner with, that can do the programming. You can do the game design, or vice versa, however you want to do it. But there's so many aspects. If you've ever seen the credits in the video game, there's like, sometimes hundreds of people, but you can do it comfortably with two people, 3 people. And there are games out there that have been developed by one person. We're going to go through some of those games as well. I had a whole list to go through, but I'm not going to go through those right now. Maybe we'll go through those tomorrow night. One thing we're going to do tomorrow night, we're going to go to the indie dev called DD Creations, and the game Squirrel with a Shotgun. It looks kind of interesting. We'll play this video a little bit. It says prepare thy nuts. It looks like you solve puzzles. You go through and you use different types of weapons, handguns, bazookas, all sorts of things. It looks like a pretty fun game. So we're going to go through and play this. And there's an interview that was done with him, so we'll go over that interview that the developers had, and I just have fun playing the game a little bit as well. So, and that's all I got on this video. If you have any comments on indie devs and any interesting indie games or developers, uh, put it in the comments, or anything for the beginner tutorial series, anything that I might have missed in the beginner thing. That's probably not the final list. I'll probably add or